Hello and welcome to ZSR. We've got another Crosskeys match here between Skele and Shareen. Should be a good one. We've got wall kicks and Megawatt on commentary. Say hello, you two.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Megawatt.
Hello, Wallcakes. How are you doing today?
Man, I am having a really good day because I get to watch two awesome people playing the best mode in A Link to the Past Randomizer, which is Crosskeys. Because there's a whole heckin' tournament going on. Did you know that, Megawatt?
With 168 people, yeah, it's crazy.
I know, and I mean, let's see. Are we both playing? They're both using the Shy Guy sprite. Wow. All right, cool. I'm not going to know who's who. I don't know. I know Shareen regularly uses the Shy Guy.
So we got Skele on the left, Shareen on the right, both relatively experienced at this mode, so we are going to see some interesting shenanigans at play, and I look forward to being able to do commentary for this matchup. This is good.
Yeah.
In my opinion, is going to be a pretty interesting one.
Definitely. Shareen full of confidence at this point, as noted by his stream title, or at least by his file name, where he definitely predicts he's going to go 1-0 and not 0-1.
Absolutely. We are going to get things started here in about 10 or so seconds, though.
So, you mentioned there's 168 players in the Crosskeys tournament. How do you manage a tournament of that size?
Well, with Swiss, at least for this tournament, we are bringing back the good old Swiss mode from, if any of you remember it, the, I believe, 2018 main A Link to the Past Randomizer tournament. And with a significantly smaller number than 512, it's a bit more manageable. But anyway, we're getting our start here, getting 3 bombs in Link's house, both looking like they're going to go for the Houlihan opener. But having these bombs is going to let Shareen actually check this Light World Hype Cave entrance real fast before he does that.
It's true, but unfortunately, Shareen is not going to be able to do kind of what Skele is doing. Oh, but does
That's
find
not a bad
nice...
find, though.
I was like, yeah, that's a pretty good connector and a nice little getting a couple extra bombs.
That is a really powerful connector, too. It's very quick, right in front of Link's house, and it's probably the best location in the Dark World to be dumped out at.
That you're actually right. We do get that look like a big key to Mizumire, I believe.
Seems like
Sanctuary.
Now that he's got bombs, he's just going to go to Sanctuary instead of working on the Houlihan.
Yep. Skele trying to do the fake flipper. This one's a little more finicky. It requires you to be holding up left after you jump, or so that way you kind of get it. Use the Zinc Bomb to good effect, though, getting it.
Did you catch what was in the Witch's Hut on Skele's end?
It was Fairy Ascension Cave, so it was another connector.
Okay. We got the Uncle on Skele's end at the Useless Fairy. She's gonna give us the hammer, alright.
Oh, baby, see? And I was talking to Shareen in his practice seat before it, and this exact scenario came up for him. He got bombs in Link's house, went somewhere else, and ended up not getting to this area quickly. So this is going to be, depending on how long it takes Shareen to get here, he could orphan that hammer for quite some time.
Skele picking up an extra 300 there too, so gonna completely opt to skip the Houlihan, which is a good call in my opinion. No need to dump the extra time into picking up 225 rupees. Now is that just the other end of the cave we saw at
that was just
Potion Shop?
Yep, that was just the other end of that cave.
One other thing we did just see on Shareen's end, though, is we saw the Lumberjack had the Kakariko well in it, which is always lovely to see.
You see the fairy cave, the fairy drop down here at the forest. Nothing too exciting. Looks like Shareen's going to go check this connector, which will actually... He doesn't know
really good for him, yeah. I don't think there's a way you ignore the drop down while you're right here. No. This is going to be good. It's going to get his hammer. He's going to get 300 rupees too.
Yeah. You do get a tree pull too, getting magic. I'm not familiar with Shareen's setup here, but it seems to work for him, so...
I think he just has a pixel that he finds standing next to that tree, where if he just buffers an up left input, he gets it every time.
You know what? That's pretty good. Those are the kind of little things that you like to have in your back pocket.
Absolutely. Especially for one of the trickier fake flippers, as you mentioned. Skele getting the knowledge of what's at Lumberjack and the Seed. What have we seen so far? We've seen the Well, we've seen Useless Fairy, we've seen Sanctuary, and we've seen Uncle so far, I believe, right?
Yes.
So that's going to leave Lost Woods, Ganon, Lumberjack Tree itself, and Magic Bat.
Magic Bat. Yep.
So, interesting thing we might see is, in my opinion, the ideal situation where Ganon's just at the pyramid, and then it's not a decision whether or not you climb GT. Because that's always kind of a big decision maker.
Oh yeah, because it seems like recently there's been a lot of items on the climb, and if it's something like Useless Fairy or maybe even just a one item cave, you're more hesitant to want to do that climb.
Yeah, and it's a lot of time invested for potentially very little, if nothing, in return. So having Ganon there just makes it really nice. You know you have to do it regardless. So we are going to see a bit of divergence here. Got a Dark Room north of Lake Hylia.
It's always a little interesting to see if you can figure out which Dark Room that is, but without like a sword and without a bomb. Well, you could bomb, but you don't use bombs that early.
You're here too.
Yeah. We do find Blind's hut though in Kakariko, conveniently next door to Blind's house.
Oh, and Shareen's going to be on the mountain from that connector. That's a nice find.
Yeah, and it's close by too, and because with only 3 hearts, you're maybe a little concerned about health, but with it being not far from Link's house, you can easily get back. Getting our first small key to Ice Palace.
That's a pretty good small key. I'm not a hook shot on top of Spectral Rock.
That hook shot, yeah.
That's
so
an important one.
Yep, the mirror's going to be somewhere that we're going to need to pick up on.
Hyrule Castle. Ice Rod for Skele. Having a hammer for Hyrule Castle are going to be able to make short work of this. Hyrule Castle finding it early can be good and bad at times. Bad in the case where you don't really have a weapon to deal with it. Good in the case where you don't have a lot of hearts, so it's very easy to death warp and you don't have to invest a whole lot of time into that. So being in this situation is honestly really good for Skele. Just being able to go straight in, not have to worry about wasting too much time death warping, and having a weapon to actually get to the end of the dungeon fast.
Absolutely. Also, Shareen finding Tower of Hera here on Death Mountain. Just 2 quick items and moving right along. Nothing.
Some good knowledge to have, though.
Yeah, I mean this early mountain play is working out pretty nicely for Shareen. Although
and the good thing about this. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say we haven't seen the.
Okay.
Have not seen the old man cave though, so I think are down to 1 other entrance and Hera, so we might not actually be rescuing the old man quite yet.
That looks like it right there.
So that is very likely it. Haven't seen anything of note in Hyrule Castle yet. So in this scenario, are you going into Eastern Palace?
Considering where the connector is back to the mountain, honestly, no. I'm not feeling too pressed to do Eastern Palace right now.
I agree.
It's not that hard to get back to, and Eastern is a pretty slow play early on, and isn't that hard to find the necessary items to full clear it in 1 dip, compared to what you are potentially leaving behind, which is, at the moment, only 3 in-logic items, plus an additional and somewhat slow 4th out-of-logic check. Big key chest. Seems Shareen's gonna opt for it, though, and there's nothing wrong with this.
I wonder if this might be just a first 2 items check, because it's kind of the first 2 items that really are out of the way in this dungeon.
It's true.
On top of the vanilla big key chest, obviously, but like, you know, this first chest right here and then turning right are probably among the more time-consuming checks in this dungeon. So
we did see small key logic. We are gonna see him attempt Dark Cross.
Gotta be careful.
And
bring her down to
like
1 heart.
Yeah, we're good. We're in the right room. Just gotta be very careful about these ropes. He seems like he's in the right spot, though.
1 hit, though. And
Oof. Yeah, not gonna see Dark Cross just yet.
No.
unfortunately. We might see
Little
him
early.
potentially follow Hyrule Castle? No, deciding not to. I agree.
Yeah,
I think-
you're in Kakariko. And you don't have a super close way to Kakariko
Exactly.
with Sanctuary being vanilla right now. I think you hold off on that.
Skele almost going in and dropping down before finding Ganon.
It's always a little risky right there. Do find a small key though.
Shareen not getting much out of the in-logic checks, so
Shocking.
could see if he pulls something interesting out of the big key chest. You really only need a lamp to put that in logic. You really only need a lamp to put that in logic. So it's not too unreasonable to assume it might be something interesting. GT small key on Skele's ends.
We're using bomb placement to kind of give him an idea where he is. That's actually kind of like a little really good trick to use, and I also like to use quick swapping to determine if I've transitioned.
Oh, we got a Moon Pearl already on the bottle vendor. So
That is a free Moon Pearl.
yeah,
Well-
absolutely free once Shareen makes his way over to the Kakariko area. But until then, for his sake, better hope he doesn't follow too many connectors and get lost in the Dark World. But I don't imagine he's gonna put it off for that long.
No, and I say free. It costs rupees.
Oh, GT big key
That's
and
up.
Eastern big key chest. That's
Okay.
That's not nothing.
No,
Especially seeing as
No.
there's only 3 locations Ganon could still be, and one of them is behind that big key.
is not a good save and quit spot for the old man.
Where did that dump him?
Desert Main.
Ooh, that's pretty gross.
We have seen one dark cave here in Kakariko, so maybe that is where we're about to spit out right now.
We have a bomb shop here in Kak with a red crystals in Hera and Swamp, and the dam at the other end of the Old Man Cave. That's not the best. It's also not the worst. It puts him in a slightly better position to check the South Shore stuff, but
I would wonder if it's not just quicker at that point. Ooh, we get a quick map check finding Eastern and Hera are crystals. You mentioned we learned about Eastern, or Hera, excuse me, after just talking to the bomb guy. But yeah, I wonder if it's not just going to be quicker to never use that old man save and quit point until you get like
Yeah.
the flute to get away.
at least the flute, yeah. We do find the Super Bunny Cave in Mini Moldorum that Shareen is going to take, as well as Magic Bat in its vanilla location over in Kakariko.
We are down to
So-
a 50-50 on this Ganon. Had something to say, and I completely forgot it. But 2 items here.
Plus
And a
full
full
magic
magic.
refill. Definitely a nice entrance to find. Not a bad spot either. It does kind of orphan the Ice Rod Cave area, but if you continue over there now anyway, you're going to leave an entrance behind as well. So I don't
Yeah.
dislike following this here.
Yeah, I try to avoid that until I can.
Ooh, and some more really good connector knowledge for Shareen too.
Yep. Okay. I almost kind of wish you had the mirror at this point.
Yeah, this would be a really good spot. Not going to check the TR medallion though. Just
It's
interested
early.
in the entrance.
I do
A
find
lot of
Dragon
Hyrule
Tower.
Castle, and also Skele finding Spiral Cave and the front of Hyrule Castle over here as well. Sure. Pod. What wants to do? Okay,
I think
going to
we're
check.
Going to Hyrule Castle. Yep. Did you see what was on race game? I was paying attention to Shareen.
It was 20 rupees.
All right. Don't need to worry about that.
We are about to see here in a moment where Ganon is located, though. So that's going to be interesting. Okay, so we have, I believe that puts the Lumberjack drop down in
Yes.
Pyramid.
Yep.
So not necessarily any value behind that GT Big Key yet. We might see that later. Saha's head as well here.
The Green Pendant Skull Wood. So Shareen's finding a lot of decent things before heading into Kakariko.
Oh, and a Castle Tower small key. That's gonna be nice. pick up that fire rod and then just keep moving. Oh, and the flippers being on Desert Ledge behind Spiral.
That's interesting, because that's... Well, I guess depending on how you're going to route Kakariko, that's probably a connector you take right off the bat. Because if you're routing it from north to south, like it looks like Shareen is about to do, you tend to take the first connector that's right there, and that's going to be Spiral Cave, unless Shareen decides to want to try to look at the other end of the third Hyrule Castle entrance, because we've only seen 2 of those.
And it looks like Skele is going to take this dump out over the desert area as an opportunity to go and sweep across south, but it looks like he's going to head in the Desert Palace and might actually end up following this. This is a good point if you want to follow a connector, since you can get back to the dam area pretty easily and then just head right.
Just a heart piece on the Desert Torch. One other item accessible, and then we are heading to check one of the connectors with the Moon Pearl. You don't have to worry too much about whether we're going to be a bunny, because we have the Moon Pearl. Another pod key, that is pod key 2.
Skele gonna opt for the center entrance of Desert. Hopefully not getting blocked over here. Okay, he's finding the east side of the mountain. That's definitely a spot. Oh, that's not a good death to take, though.
So that got immediately bullied.
So that's a bit unfortunate. Kinda pretty far away from the rest of those entrances now. So definitely a bit of a rough spot if there ends up being something important like the mirror or something like that there. Probably gonna end up being one of the last things he goes and does now.
I don't know. I mean, I think knowing that there are 3 entrances there might spur him on a little bit more to see what's going on over there.
It could. It's gonna be a bit of an investment, though.
That's true. Skele getting there.
Picking up Saha's keys.
Yep.
Shareen about to get his Moon Pearl. So this is going to be a pretty big Moon Pearl for Shareen, seeing as he already has the knowledge of various really good Dark World connectors. One in the bumper, and
yeah,
that's the big one. I think it's possible he might end up doing a few more Light World checks, actually looking for a mirror, because the only way that connector to Bumper Ledge gets better is if you also have a mirror going in, which would make it really, really nice. I could definitely also see him just taking what he has now and going straight for the Dark World efficiency. Especially considering he's cleared out most of the area in the Light World around here.
I don't think Skele jumped down, so I think
It seemed like he was just... Yeah, he was just trying to figure out the... What's it called? I guess the geography of that cave to try to figure out what it was. He's going to find the mountain here by following this, though. And be distracted from the eastern area.
Understandable. But I'm thinking the Dark Cave near Lake Hylia is Death Mountain Descent. I don't know which side, but Death Mountain Descent. Because we've seen, obviously, the back of Old Man Save and Quit. We've seen where he pops out, which takes care of 2 of our Dark Caves. So...
There's that hook shot taunting Skele now, too.
Oh, baby.
If he gets the mirror, that's another thing that could now bring him back to East Mountain as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually did not see that Turtle Rock entrance earlier.
I missed it, too. I wonder if Skele didn't go into it, but I imagine Skele would have gone into it.
I don't think he did. He would have been in there for at least a moment, long enough for one of us to notice. He might have just backed out.
We might just be bad at commentary.
There's a lot to watch between 2 screens.
Especially when you take 2 entirely different routes to start.
Exactly. So Shareen, I believe, now has knowledge of Ganon's location. Oh no, he already had it, because he already went up to Hyrule Castle.
Yeah.
But either way, he did just check his last drop down. No.
Skele's got to be a little careful. Down to 1 heart. Did not get the old man this time.
I was expecting. Does he notice? Okay, yeah, he notices.
Hopefully. Oh, we got to be careful here.
Ooh, yeah.
That dead rock is
not
just,
a good situation.
That dead rock is just chilling by that entrance, daring Skele to be like, "You want to come? You want to get past?"
It's really good for him that Hera's here too, because he gets to take a death warp and get some health back. Yeah, Death Mountain is not treating Skele very kindly so far this seed.
No. But Shareen going into Aga Tower will be getting that Fire Rod, and with that second castle, or with that Castle Key, we'll be able to check the second item. Assuming he's not bodied right here, but takes a little bit of a death warp. So this dark room, I don't think is as bad as people make it out to be.
With a Fire Rod, they're definitely not, yeah. Because you walk in and you walk down left slightly and there's a torch right there.
Yeah. Shareen going for the middle one, though.
Just 3 bombs, but a very quick death warp, so... Skele, meanwhile, is going to also make the foray into Eastern Palace, and likely pick up his GT Big Key, assuming he doesn't death warp or save and quit out of the map chest room.
Disappointed in them. Early Eastern, you're going in.
Unbelievable, right?
I can't. Someone else is gonna have to jump into commentary.
So this will be an important connector for Shareen if he decides to follow or not, because that is going to lead to his flippers.
He looks like he's saying.
Looks like he might be doing. I don't think he's done Hyrule Castle yet.
Oh,
we're
doing
deciding.
We're doing a loop. What else is up here? Oh, you might not have just checked this entrance.
Okay, yeah, seems like he's just polishing up.
Which, understandable.
Yeah.
I suspect we're now going to do Spiral. Nope, we're going to do Hyrule Castle. He
might end up death warping here.
Yeah.
Although it is going to be a decision point whether to take the right entrance out or follow Spiral. I think Spiral is going to be the better choice here, just because you get an extra item out of it. And you've already got knowledge of 2 really, really good connectors. Like, you don't really want to push it if you don't have to, and you already have Bumper Ledge and the Floating Island, which is really all you need.
Yeah, like the only other connector you're really super interested in is maybe the one that takes you to TR Bridge.
That's really the last one you're looking for. Maybe something to take you up to East Death Mountain, but you already know the hook shot's sitting up there. So as soon as you find the mirror, you have access to that.
Yeah.
So I imagine he's just going to follow Spiral after this, and is just checking the stuff for the items.
And with that Fire Rod, he will be able to check Dark Cross too. Something that Skele was not able to do.
That's true. Skele was very close, but he missed the item at the very last moment, taking a very unfortunate death. Still not going to be in logic, but once again, only a lamp away from being there, so could still be something important.
Yep, something to know for people who watch Link to the Past Randomizer, but maybe not necessarily Entrance Randomizer. The Entrance Randomizer operates
to use. He save and quit out of Eastern, opting not to check the Darkhold entrances there, I believe.
Yeah.
Given that he has the Pearl, that's kind of a dangerous, potentially, orphan to make.
Yeah. Those 2 entrances can sometimes bite a lot of runners because, you know, it's a little more time consuming to do that walk.
Maybe he won't be walking though.
He definitely won't be walking because those are the boots on Hobo, so the flipper's paying immediate dividends for Skele.
Yeah, it seems like he's got his eyes set on flipper checks here, leading all the way up to Zora's Domain. He's got 500 rupees to pay for it all.
Yeah.
It's kind of an uncomfortable amount, because once you pay for that, you suddenly don't have enough for pod entrance or dig game or anything, so hopefully he manages to stumble into a bit of extra money to make things a bit more comfortable for him there. Getting a Hera small key out of Dark Cross, which Skele did miss earlier.
You know where Hera is, too. So you mentioned the money situation. You know, Skele did not Houlihan at the start because they picked up the 300 from Zora. But the other thing is, Skele has the flippers and can't
no
do your
glove.
regular, and no glove, so can't do the regular Houlihan. There are a couple extra ways you can still do Houlihan. They're just going to be slightly more time consuming.
So Shareen gonna be checking right entrance of Hyrule Castle here, and that's gonna drop him in the Dark World next to Dig Game, and that's not a bad place to be dropped. It's putting him in a good position to route the entire South Dark World so that he doesn't really have to choose between Dark World and Skullwoods later if it ends up being a particular Skullwoods layout. He'll be able to route cleanly into that. But it means he's not following Spiral Cave right away to get his flippers, which is probably going to delay him getting his boots now as well, seeing as those are what's on Hobo. I don't think we saw a whole lot else though, aside from this cape in Zora's domain.
Yeah, that was it. Alright, so where does Skele go from here? There's the Bonk Rocks here right next to Link's house. Probably a good start.
Probably a good place to start, yeah. He notably still does not have the knowledge that Shareen does of either the Bumper Ledge connector or the floating island. So I imagine if he did know about that already, that's probably be the first thing on his mind, but he's still got some hunting around in the light world to do.
Shareen, by the way, picking up yet another pod small key. That is his third and the fourth that we know about. And
That
we know where
is-
pod is.
Excessively suspicious.
Yes, it is.
Well, Shareen does know where that is. Skele has not found it yet, by virtue of having not followed Super Bunny Cave. But I believe, are the eastern entrance area checks new? I believe these are new.
Yeah. Yeah, we have not seen these from either runner so far.
Got Generosity Fairy here. Shareen not really needing any extra bombs or arrows.
And Skele finding a different fairy, finding the waterfall, or not the waterfall fairy, the pyramid fairy, just a heart container and something else that wasn't important.
Now, did Shareen check the one entrance north of Dark Lake Hylia before coming over here?
No, not yet.
Oh, that's a nice spot for the dam. And a nice spot for Smith's. Smith's
that was
in the Eastern Palace entrance is always a fun time, yeah?
Yeah. There was something Swamp Palace related in the dam chest. I don't know what it was.
I think it was the map.
Okay. I was able to catch at the end that it said Swamp Palace. I'm like, was it a key? Was it a map? I don't know.
Shareen having to be a little careful here on Two Hearts. Not finding anything much of value over in the eastern area. Smith's is notable, but pretty super important as of yet. Skele is going to get his knowledge here about Bumper Ledge, and is likely just going to drop down and follow it,
Yeah.
seeing as
definitely
it's so close to Link's house.
So I wonder how far Shareen is going to take this entrance chain.
He might be planning to go... He's going to hit a dead end on his way to Catfish, so I can see him putting that off for now, and just maybe going straight to the pod area for a save and quit from pod entrance. I think that'd be a decent way to wrap this. We are actually going to see some stuff on Skele's side. Despite Shareen being the first to find that Bumper Ledge connector, Skele's going to be the first one to actually use it substantially.
Looks like we are going straight into Skull Woods. It's pretty nice with the fire rod, because we can also check the back entrance.
And I believe Skele also has the Skullwoods Big Key, so having both Fire Rod and the Big Key, and also this connector not being too inaccessible, just being right next to Link's house, makes this a pretty solid play. Ordinarily, you wouldn't want to just jump straight into Skullwoods blindly, because there's a chance you could just kill your route with it. But this isn't that bad of a situation in which to do that.
No, especially with like you mentioned, having such a powerful connector so close to Link's house.
Shareen is forgetting that he's playing entrance. And now he remembers.
Has remembered he's playing entrance.
Okay, so we don't have that bad of a Skull Woods layout here.
Nope.
We have... Okay, Shareen side. It's going to be for our runners. Both got the super early hammer in the seat. Oh, that's huge, though.
Yep.
That's going to afford Shareen a lot of flexibility with his route now, after he steps out on Bumper Ledge. That is a huge find.
Yeah, and he knows about it too, so I think he's going to head over there pretty much when he's done with this route.
This is also going to potentially lead him straight back to his flippers as well, since he's basically done the entire South Dark World. If you're in Shareen's shoes, if you're not ending in Skull Woods, which it's got the appropriate layout to not do that, then you could just continue going south, and after mirroring and checking the 2 mirror checks down the South Shore, just hop right into Spiral Cave and go unorphan your other entrance to that. While also finding Hype Cave and some blue mail, a shovel. Another GT small key. Is that our 3rd one?
Yes.
That's an uncomfortable number of GT small keys, I gotta say.
And the big key, not in logic, but you know that big key exists.
We get our
Shareen's
first sword on Skele's side in Skullwoods.
That's nice. Shareen's going to take advantage of this mirror here in the eastern area because he has not been to the eastern area yet.
Oh, also our Swamp Small Key in Skullwoods too.
That's
a pretty important skull dip.
And with what we have combined, we haven't seen Swamp Palace, but we'd be able to clear it at this point essentially.
Oh yeah, because that does give him the hook shot too.
Mm-hmm.
I almost forgot about that. So yeah, so his first stop might not be Bumper Ledge after all. He's probably just going to go straight back to the mountain, because that's also pretty fast to get to.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because he knows about that hook shot. Ooh, that big key leaving to a big key of Swamp Palace.
A big keychain, and not even good ones either. Do you think we'll see the Hera or Ice Palace big key in the Swamp Big Chest?
More likely Ice Palace, I think.
Most
you got to guess.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to point out that this seat is terrible because the boots are on Hobo, and I would not get those for 2 hours. Because who does that?
So these boots, though, are gonna... Well, actually, did Shareen check this? I think he did. Maybe not.
No.
Oh, no, because he hasn't even been up here yet. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, Shareen had touched it. We did find the back of Skullwoods over at Pod. Shareen, with the Fire Rod, can't do anything with it regardless. Probably just checking this one entrance. Probably go back in and get this one chest right here.
Yeah, he has neither the skull, small key, nor the sword that Skele does right now, so... Just probably gonna save and quit out of here. I don't think there's any connectors nearby for him to follow.
I did get our first bottle over on Skele's side at the Hammer Pegs, which was at... Oh my god, there's a sword. How
Oh, baby. Still no small key, though.
Shareen. Okay.
Yep, okay. Nice. That's a good find for him, though.
Yeah.
And he's gonna probably rush straight to the mountain. I think he remembers that hook shot.
Yeah, I think he's going to the mountain. Oh, he's gonna make a liar out of me. Alright.
Going somewhere. What was down here? Oh, is he just clearing?
Oh, he's
more
checking the
light
dam
bulb, I
items.
guess?
He's checking the dam.
Oh, okay. And then, well, okay, he's going up. He's going back up to Super Bunny Cave for. Yeah, this is smart. This is smart.
Yep.
You don't have a glove, so you are gonna miss out on the Super Bunny Cave or the Hookshot Cave entrance, which could potentially bite you. But you are gonna get an extra item out of the out of what's on Floating Island, and you're also gonna get to check what's at the top of Death Mountain here. And then on top of that, he knows the hookshot's up here, so he knows he's going to get to route just straight back around to the bottom of East of Mountain, so he doesn't have to drop down.
Chess game giving us a useless map to Hyrule Castle. Shareen gonna go ahead and refill on magic too. So both these runners making really smart, really really observant plays. Find hookshot cave.
Oh baby, that's gonna go a bit differently for Shareen than it is for Skele. Assuming I'm actually not sure if Skele can hover. It seems like he's at least not going to attempt it though. Got a blue cane on Shareen's side. That gives each of our runners a bit of safety to work
Separate
with.
safeties. Shareen not. Oh no, Shareen checked this already. Yeah, that's right. And at least on the Darkwood side.
The rough thing about this, though, is that you're kind of forced to choose between Pod and picking up your hookshot here. It's like Pod's sitting there at the base of Darkwood Mountain, and you've got 3 small keys, which is pretty suspicious. And you just got your hookshot sitting over here, which you know is value. So it's kind of a tough decision to make.
Our Turtle Rock Big Key here in Mire Shadow Tower of Harris. Skele, meanwhile, taking the hookshot cave connector, did find the Misery Mire area, which is probably another really good connector that you hope to find in Crosskeys.
Does give you a couple of other entrances to check out. Let's see who does it. Yeah. I guess I missed him checking the other entrances in the Mire area then.
He did, yeah. Couple of
that bomb jump props. Oh, and that's gonna put him over here. That's not a great spot. Yeah. That's kind of rough because now Catfish is in a really weird spot.
Yeah, especially without a glove.
That's gonna be a bit rough for him. Shareen getting his Dark Death Mountain checks here on the west side of the mountain. Opting not to clear Hera for now, it looks like. Oh, because maybe he hasn't grabbed his hookshot yet.
Yeah, I don't think we've actually gotten the hookshot yet.
Okay. He might still head down to the side to do that, especially since he has the small key. Might be looking to milk an advantage from that.
But it looks like we're gonna continue on our way though. Oh, he can hookshot across after checking East of Mountain.
That's true, yeah. I forgot he did have the hammer, so he can get back here without his portal just super easily.
Yep.
This is smart. This is the way to do it. We got Mire. I think you dipped that there. That's in a really bad spot. You've got the fire source at least. You've got the big key too. So you only have to leave behind Vidi. But man, that's kind of a rude spot.
What are you talking about? We're gonna find the Cane of Samari in here.
That would be pretty nice for him. He's not super well equipped, I would say, to deal with Victories right now. So even finding the Cane of Samaria,
you might hold off on it.
Yeah, you might consider still leaving.
Philly, meanwhile, gonna clear out the pod area. Will be able to do Skull Woods.
He's going to get his mirror here too, assuming he remembers he's playing entrance.
Which he does.
The one unfortunate thing for Shareen, though, not having a Mire small key already, makes the route a little bit inefficient. Because you'd like to have a small key coming into the dungeon, ideally, so you can just route from left to right. Not having a small key means you have to go right first to pick up the small key, route it like you normally would, which is right, left, right, which is a bit more inefficient.
I was very concerned he was about to open that key door right there. Like he brushed it. I'm like that he's gonna waste that key and not gonna be able to do left side.
I mean, you can still recover that. You just got to go all the way to the fishbone room, which is not something you feel good doing in a mode like this.
I believe this is one of the quirks of key sanity here in Mire is that these 2 firelock checks are actually locked by all 3 Mire small keys.
That's just normal logic, I believe.
Yeah, fair.
With the exception of a small key can be there if the big key is also there. But yeah, this left side of Mire is decently far out of logic from the looks of it, considering neither of our runners have a small key as of yet.
We have picked up 2 Turtle Rock keys in here, bringing our total to 3. We are not hurting for small keys so far in the game.
Another thing to consider soon is the potential of finding GT somewhere. Because we've got 3 small keys, the big key, the hammer, the hookshot. Like, we can do quite a bit of GT in logic right now, even more if we end up finding the Can of Samaria. So I expect that's probably going to show up somewhere soon.
Yeah, I think so. And it seems to be setting up to put like a Can of Samaria in the back at Armos Knights or something.
If not a glove.
Or if not, yeah.
That's another
Well,
big
maybe
thing
another
we're still
big one.
missing. So Ganon in the seed is at the Uncle dropdown, and we haven't had these swords for too long. Skele got his over in Skull Woods, I believe, and Shareen picked up his in, well, where Skele is right now, underneath the Skull Woods bridge in the pod entrance. But neither of them has had their swords for super long.
Skele doing a pretty good job of kind of bringing all of the Gibdos into one area. Not going to have enough magic though.
Yep, that's unfortunate. Gonna have to mirror to get another shot at that, or just leave it behind. It is a green pendant, so you don't necessarily have to come back here. I think if it were a crystal, you just shake it off and try again, but certainly not something he has to do here.
This is green pendant, I forgot. We're going to do this again. Shareen didn't find anything of note aside from those 2 Turtle Rock keys in Misery Mire.
I don't believe so, yeah. He found the Turtle Rock big key, didn't he? I think he found the TR big key.
That wasn't... That
Or was that
wasn't
somewhere else?
Yeah, that
somewhere
was somewhere else.
We are going to see the base of East Mountain here, which Shareen, or Skele was not able to pick up earlier.
And yeah, it looks like Skele is going to not bother with Skull Woods for right now. That's Bumper Cave. We have seen the other end of that. Shareen saw that earlier. I think that's at Potion, or not Potion Shop, Bomb. Yep.
Feels
Skele
like
gonna,
most people would pick to go left.
yeah, in this scenario. Still gonna see what's on the pyramid, and we'll be able to mirror and do the pyramid checks.
And he's
The
going
top
because
powerhouse.
that sword he picked up in the pod entrance as well. He's going to be able to check the Hyrule Castle and the Aga Tower entrance as well.
And even if not, they had the cape, so
Oh, that's right, he did. Yeah, picking up the Thieves Town small key here as well. That's a pretty nice small key to have in your pocket. Pretty underrated, I'd say, if even underrated at all. It only gets you 1 check, but it's a nice thing to not have sitting on the back of your minds.
it's a check you never want to come back to.
Exactly. Ooh, Mini Moldorm came up here too.
Hello.
This is potentially some juicy stuff.
Be a little careful down to 2 hearts.
So it seems like Shareen finally going to be going to take Bumper Ledge and clear out the Dark World. Skele just finding the Thieves Town big key up here too.
Perfect. Alright, Shareen now going to begin his quest in the Dark World. With the mirror, we'll be able to immediately check this, though. Ganon's Tower. Ready? Oh.
Oh, that's not nothing.
It's also good.
Especially depending on what he finds here. Because there's a decent chance that Skele doesn't come back here for a while. Got a bow? That's already
good
pretty
bow.
good. Our last GT small key. All right. That's a good look.
God. And we have
So
a
now
bow
just-
now too when we find it.
Just waiting for our lamp to be somewhere to put the GT big key in logic.
It's gonna be in GT.
At the very least, GT is looking very nice. At least the left side is. Having the big key already, not having to leave behind the big chest. That's absolutely something both runners want to be looking for right now.
Yeah, so far I gotta say this has been not like a free Crosskeys, but one that is setting itself up nicely to where you're not potentially looking at a whole lot of double dips.
Right.
And that's kind of one of the big things in Crosskeys. You want to kind of try to be as efficient as possible.
Shareen gonna be able to benefit from his clear of the South Dark World in a minute. See if he decides to check front of Skullwoods here, or he might already plan to. Yeah, he seems to plan to rat that last already. So that might put him a little bit further away from his flippers, but at the same time, Hookshot Cave was also in this area.
So yeah, if he chooses to do Hookshot Cave, he'll actually pick up his flippers rather quickly.
That's going to dump him over in the mire area, which is also going to be pretty good for him.
Yeah.
Even better than following the Spiral Cave, because I don't believe there's anything actually in Spiral Cave. The value there was just the flippers on the other end of it.
Yes.
He's going to be able to do some of this TR stuff that neither of them did before, though. Let's leave behind the 4 Samaria locked checks in the dungeon once he's done.
Smart little routing by Shareen to recognize that you can just mirror there.
Did Skele not have his mirror when he was at Dark Ice Rod Cave before? Oh, there's Ice Palace. That's a decent find. He's gonna go in, too, without a glove or a cane.
This is...
He has a small key, but...
I think this might just be a proximity thing. You know, he
it could be.
ran all the way here, might as well dip.
It's also possible he's getting relatively low on locations. I haven't been able to keep complete track of everywhere he's been, because that's just way too difficult when you're watching 2 people at once, but it feels like he's been to most of the major locations as far as entrance density goes.
Yeah,
He's
I
also
know we've seen...
found all 3 of the party pack caves, so like Hype Cave, Mini Mulrum Cave.
Well, that's a big key to desert that Shareen found in... Alright, just doing the first check. That's
just the first check. That's respectable. I can get behind that.
Shareen found the big key to Desert Palace. There we go. I can speak. At the TR big key chest.
And he's actually got 3 TR small keys, so that's very close to being in logic. That's a pretty suspicious desert big key.
One of those TR keys is locked behind 3 Meyer smalls.
Okay, never mind then. That's pretty far gone. Okay, never mind. There's the 4th one. That's still not going to put that desert big key in logic before we find a grand total of 3 Meyer small keys, but it's certainly pretty interesting to see. That at least is going to put following the connectors front to back in logic, but they also already found Laser Bridge and the front, so that's actually not relevant. So why do we have all these small keys already?
I don't know.
He's going to be coming up on Hookshot Cave in a moment here. I'll have to see if he makes the decision. It's honestly not that bad of a decision, I think. Because, like, you do still have Skullwoods left, but it's very close by just because of that very, very powerful bumper ledge connector. So you can just decide to follow Hookshot Cave without really any repercussion.
Yeah, I
might end up deciding to do that.
Yeah, I suspect that's going to be the case.
Skele forgetting he doesn't have a glove. Trying to take the fast route over to the big game area of the Dark World. Also, is that a vanilla chess game? No, that was...
Not quite. Not quite. chess game is invaded by Hookshot Cave.
We're gonna see these other 3 items for the first time here now. Skele not having had the hookshot on his first visit. We got a flute. That's super nice.
That's big.
And he's right here in CAC too. And the Desert Small Key. Ooh.
It's another good one too.
Have we seen Back a Desert yet?
Oh, we have not.
Okay. 'Cause that does put Landmo in logic. Well, barring 3 Meyer Small Keys whenever those show up. In logic, quote unquote. It's good enough, right?
Totally.
You're still gonna kill Landmo anyway.
I'm totally gonna remember that when I find the Back of Desert.
Ooh, and Skele finding GT in K45, which is an entrance that Shareen did not have the mirror for on his first pass through the area. He's gonna go back in for Hookshot Cave and follow that to Meyer area. So he's gonna get his flippers, but he's now also gonna miss out on the GT entrance, which is looking very important right now with all those small keys.
Oh, we have seen all 4 yet. I had to think about that. Gross.
So we're gonna attempt bomb jump on left side GT. Bit of a tricky bomb jump, but seems like he's got it down.
Yep. For people who aren't super confident with that bomb jump, if you have the boots, you can still bomb basically to where you only need to bomb jump once.
Mm-hmm. Without boots, it's a whole other beast, and usually not worth your time.
Because it eats a lot of your bombs.
And also a lot of your health, if you're either not very beefy or you're lacking the proper armor. It's just very resource intensive and not generally recommended as a play.
Shareen, by the way, doing something that you don't see in non-entrance modes, and that's mirroring kind of right where... mirroring where the Back of Desert is, which is in logic, because normally that entrance you need a glove for, but you can use the mirror right there. Hello, big key to Palace of Darkness. That right there might be
the reason we have all 4 small keys.
I was gonna say that is potentially the reason for that, for the 4 small keys.
Finally gonna pick up his flippers. A little late to them compared to Skele, but better late than never. Although he will have to make his play over towards Hobo and potentially Zora's Domain if he wants to get his boots anytime soon. That is still an important factor that Skele has had for, I think, almost half an hour now, yeah?
Yeah, I would say so. But this is going to be a start because I'm assuming Shareen will probably bomb jump this and then see that it's nothing. Oh, just kidding, he's going to fall. That's fine.
Either way, he's coming out of the correct entrance here. This is, I believe, going to put him in the Dark Ice Shroud Cave area.
Yep.
And that's going to be a nice way to just go straight into your Zora's Domain check. Also, potentially could swim up, check Zora, and then head to the top of the castle, which would also be a good play for him to make. That would give him both of his Thieves' Town keys for later use.
Did pick up our 3rd and final Skullwood small key in Rando Room.
Theoretically, another reason that we could have those 4 GT small keys.
Potentially, but less likely in my opinion. Shareen's gonna find Ice Palace here in a moment. Crazy to think we're already almost an hour into the seed.
Yeah, it feels like it's kind of flown by.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to be checking anything in ice for most of it. Just going to flute away, okay. Not interested in flipper checks. Probably... Oh, maybe he is. I was about to say, probably holding out for a glove and to route all this catfish later, but seems like he's going to go for it.
Skele's in a little bit of a situation, but looks like they'll get past. Did you see what was in the GT Big Chest, by the way?
I did not, actually.
It was our 2nd Castle Tower key.
Oh, baby. That puts something on the table. Not in logic, but it's under consideration for the time being. That's 5 items up there, 6 actually for Skele in particular, because he does not know what's in the second chest of Castle Tower yet. Shareen is going to get his boots here though, so potentially going to be a little scared to see those, since he might know that his opponent had the chance to get those pretty early.
Skele unfortunately took some damage here in this Armos Knights fight, which means we're dealing with a Master Sword Armos fight, which, if you didn't know, is the worst way to fight
slow.
Armos.
He is zooming around right now, though, making good use of the very bizarre ice physics in this game.
Fun to see.
As he gets some mobility on Armos.
Yep, and doing the spin, which, if you don't have sword beams when you have a Master Sword, this is kind of the way you want to go. Because Master Sword slashes will do less damage than basically anything.
It's a weird damage table that Armos has.
It's weird how it works out that way, you are right.
Shareen gonna get his cape as well as whatever was on Zora that I missed before.
I don't think it was anything important.
And are we really only gonna see a pod big key and basically nothing else out of GT? Those small keys sure seemed important.
Yeah.
Another pod small. Oh, yeah, I mean, honestly, this given the number of GT small keys and the number of pod small keys we've received, this is most likely just leading to something very important in either pod big chest or on Helmosaur.
Yeah.
Still missing the lamp to put either of those in logic, but that's only one item out of a lot that you need to put that in logic, which is pretty suspicious in my opinion.
Plus, with that pod small key behind Ice Armos, that gives us 5.
Exactly. Now, important thing is that Skele still does not know where pod is. But that does mean that once he finds it, then that's just that he's going to be able to benefit from having all those keys and be able to basically full clear the dungeon at that point. Whereas Shareen knows where it is and is, at this point, I think, trying to put it off for the pod big key. Which it seems like he's probably going to pick up here. He's looking to sweep back through the Dark World, if not Skullwoods. Or he'll do Skullwoods and then he'll be able to continue his route, rather.
I'm a little bit surprised he didn't head east, because I don't think he's done the North Dark World checks with the mirror and flipper, or with the mirror and boots now. Well, that adds 2 extra.
That is a good point. I'm curious why he decides to go here first. But then again, it's really not that bad to get back here. So.
Mm-hmm. Did Skele check what was in the back of Skullwoods?
He did not kill Mothula.
No, I mean the entrance.
Oh, no. I believe he did. I don't remember it being anything important, though.
Okay.
Either way, even if we didn't see it before, we are about to see it now, because Shareen is heading over in that direction.
Skele starting at the Sanctuary. I wonder if this is just going to be a play over to Bonk Rocks.
Seems like it.
Ah, just the library. Okay, nothing important.
Ooh,
Oh.
That does seem pretty important.
That is a nice entrance to find 7 items here at Paradox Cave.
Plus 2 connectors you can follow afterwards, right next to a save and quit. Not a bad spot. They just say YOLO and let's just follow all these entrances.
I want to believe there might be a glove here. I want to believe.
No, it's in pod big chest. We've discussed
Oh,
this.
that's right. Gosh dang it.
I do think Shareen is also likely to make his way here soon, though. There's just no way you ignore North Dark World. When you have the boots and the mirrors. His big key to Swamp Palace. Nothing in Paradox Cave, though. Surprise,
Worthless.
surprise. Getting his Master Sword, getting his Swamp Palace Small Key. That's going to be really nice, because now he can just find Swamp and full clear it immediately. Whereas Skele still has not gone back and gotten his hook shot, which he does know where it is. And now that I think about it, that's maybe being a little reckless.
Yeah.
Because, like, you have every other item except for the hook shot. Has he found? Oh, I don't know if he's found the dam yet, though. I don't think he's found the dam.
Yeah, he's popped there.
Oh, he has?
Yeah. He did South Dark World because he found his way over to GT.
Gotcha.
Finding...
You probably want to get your hook shots soon if you're Skele, just because, like, what if you run into Swamp Palace?
Right.
He's found his way over to the mire through Paradox Cave, so that's going to be... What was it here again? A couple of Turtle Rock small keys for him.
A couple of Turtle Rock keys, and that was about it.
Shareen is going to be doing North Dark World stuff as well, but because he's doing it from Dark World, going to be able to check King's Tomb, which Skele was not able to do. At least I don't think. Did he check it?
No, because he has. Right,
because he didn't have the mirror on the first sweep.
Yep. I don't think we've seen Graveyard Ledge either.
Yeah, that and King's Tomb could both be pretty important. What have we not seen yet? We haven't seen Thieves Town, we haven't seen Swamp Palace, we haven't seen Backup Desert. And I believe that's it. We've seen every other dungeon.
Yes. Yep.
So Swamp Palace is definitely the best thing Shareen could find here. Thieves Town would be the worst. Thieves Town would be a lot better for Skele, because he's already been to the top of Castle, gotten both his small and big key. But it's also a question of when Skele goes back. Well, he might not find a good opportunity for a while. Him being on the mountain right now, he's going to be able to unorphan all the stuff he died in front of earlier on East of Mountain. So that's going to be good. But then, maybe being on the mountain jostles his memory a bit about the hookshot, assuming he might have forgotten it.
That's kind of the hope. And I don't know, has he done Super Money Caves? Does he know about the connector on top of Super Money Cave?
I believe he actually found it and then turned around and continued on to South Shore.
That would make sense.
So I don't think he has actually scouted that.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm gonna go ahead and follow Paradox here. So way back up here.
It's good that the Paradox didn't kind of distract Shareen from these other entrances here. I'm not gonna lie, I missed both times to see where the top of Paradox led. I only saw the bottom. I don't know why.
Desert right, okay.
Okay.
And there has to be a connector that leads over there, so that makes sense.
Yep. So then what are we looking at connector-wise that could lead us to TR Bridge?
I believe still haven't seen Desert Right exit. And what else? We've seen both ends of all of the itemless connectors. What else have we not seen? Spec Rock, Hookshot Cave, Paradox Cave, Spiral. Yeah, I think it just has to be Desert Right. I think that's the only one left, aside from...
Did
we find TR left?
That's
TR
about...
right.
I was about to ask that. Yeah, I was about to ask that same one. I was thinking TR left.
That's pretty accessible too, and has been for a while. Because TR right was just in CAC, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, one of those two basically has to lead over to Turok, which would be pretty important. That's 3 entrances, maybe 2 if they're both leading up there.
Pretty funny.
See, I don't think there's any other strictly connector entrances. Shareen not finding much behind the mirror on the North Dark World, though. And forced to head over in the direction of Catfish, it seems here. At the very least...
this entrance.
Yeah, at the very least, this will route kind of nicely into... Oh, nice way to check what this is. You already been here, Shareen. You failed the bomb jump. You got the item, dude. I'm gonna turn this mushroom though and probably head to top of castle. It's rough that you have to leave Catfish behind, but at least gives you the opportunity to head straight to the castle from here.
This will actually be pretty convenient. Oh, nope. I was gonna say, because if he just takes that drop down, although it'd be quicker at this point, because the potion shop is just a dark shopping mall. But it looks like Shareen is gonna wants to do Howard Castle in the pyramid, which will be good. Pick up his thieves stuff.
Skele hopefully not about to take another Death Money Mountain. Getting very close though. The red Tektite's giving him a little trouble. Getting a little bit of help from Sick Kid though. Take that save and quit. Still curious if he's got the hookshot on his mind at all.
Well, it's not like you can get the hookshot from where he was.
Right. But he has put it off for a little while at this point.
He's heading in that direction now. Go south. Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Shareen, you put that portal in a very bad spot. Alright, yeah, we're getting... Nope, we're turning right.
What was...
He did not get the old man.
Oh, that's right. He doesn't have the old man saving. Not that they're really useful at all in this seed. They're pretty garbage. Seed. Shareen gonna get his Thieves Big Key to go along with his nice Thieves Small Key. Skele hopefully gonna pick up his hookshot after he saves the old man here.
Yep. So collectively, we're only missing 3 big keys.
Just between Hera, Eastern, and Ice Palace. The only one that could potentially matter a lot, or, well, does matter a lot, because we do know that Eastern is a crystal.
Yes.
So we are going to need that one for
sure.
sure.
About Hera. You wonder if Skele's going to do Hera right here. Taking the old man on...
Having some fun with this mirror portal that he left.
Skele, by the way, taking this old man on a little bit of a journey. He's like, hey, I know this hookshot is here. Oh, and we're going to...
gonna bonk. He's trying to avoid the very long text box from the NPC there. They were getting kind of up in his personal space. What is Shareen planning here? Was there a connector here that I simply forgot about? Or something?
I'm aware of. Yeah, this is nothing.
Did he? Oh, he might have just not checked that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did all of the dark the pod area before Eastern, and then got his mirror halfway through, and then just never came back for that one. Okay, but he's gonna sweep across South Darkworld here and pick up all the bonk and mirror locations, which is gonna clean up pretty nicely for him. Gonna have access to GT and have an actual bow for the Armos Knights fight.
Skele, meanwhile, I think is going to be making the Hera play in Hera Pod. Nope, actually, because that's at. Is that the Hera Castle entrance? Oh, we haven't seen this from Skele. Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, I honestly don't think Hera's too bad to put off right now, considering how easy it is to access. So I kind of get this. Like they both skipped it, I believe, up to this point. And without that big key, you're just making an unnecessary orphan when the entire upstairs is out of logic anyway.
Fair.
So I can definitely understand why they're not really eager to do it right now. GT for Shareen, gonna get all the same checks that Skele did, because did not manage to pick up the Canis Moria in his route that led him to a lot more places before he eventually found GT.
Ray for the pod big key.
That is true. And because he's got the bow, that's actually going to probably direct him straight towards pod next, which is kind of nasty to get back to, given that you have to follow Super Bunny Cave. But I don't think you can ignore it after finding the big key. You're going to be able to full clear it minus maybe one check. But there's also a pod small key in the basement here, so he's actually going to have all 5 small keys as well.
All 5 small keys in a 6-key pod.
And then we might also finally see our first crystal clear from that as well. Because we're an hour 10 in, and we haven't actually seen a dungeon clear yet.
Oh, Skele, don't do it. Skele.
Oh no, this is... Does he have a fairy? Or a red potion?
It doesn't matter, it doesn't have a glove.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is gonna be a rather rude surprise. Oh, you hate to see it. Just taking the save and quit out of shame there.
Yeah.
Where was that located?
That was top of Death Mountain.
Oh, okay. I must have missed that when Shareen checked it earlier, if he did.
Might have been top of Dark Death Mountain. I don't know. It was on top of the mountain.
Kelly seeing the dark connectors for the first time from the old man.
He should know that this one pops out at the dam.
He doesn't have a lamp, so unless he confirmed it, like 100% confirmed it earlier.
Like, yeah, I guess he didn't fully confirm, because I know he scouted that one a little bit.
Yeah, it does make sense to do that if you're him, though, just to be absolutely sure. Yep. You still haven't confirmed all the other locations yet.
But something that is doing.
Oh, he's gonna find Pod here, though.
Yeah, but doesn't have the bow.
It's true. Where was the bow?
That was TR.
That wasn't in Pod. That was Oh, that was yeah. You have the mirror on top of Upper Ledge in the what's it called? The Southwest Death Mountain Foothills Cave. Shoutouts.
Shoutouts to the Southwest Death Mountain Foothills Cave. Those of you who have never played an entrance seed with hints, give it a try. It's certainly a thing.
Shareen getting his access to the well. Not logical yet, but I also suspect the lamp might just be in Pod, along with maybe a glove.
Thinking the same thing. Welcome everyone from Zelga's stream.
Thank you, Zelda, for the raid.
This is the Crosskeys tournament, Swiss round 1 between Skele and Shareen. 2 Shy Guy runners. Getting another map check. I saw a lot of crystals on the right.
That was a lot of crystals indeed. I believe that was crystal, yeah, TR, Pod, and Ice Palace?
Yep.
I didn't catch the rest of it, though.
The only other things were just the stuff we already knew, the Swamp Palace, 5-6, and the
Okay.
Woods.
Oh, yeah. Shareen having a little bit of a better Armos fight by virtue of being able to use a bow.
Was it better?
But, yeah, that's what I'm curious about. Because I'm not sure it was actually better.
Was it actually a better fight?
Skele just mirrored at the top of the mountain and dropped down.
I mean...
So he's not going to be able to find Pod now.
No. We'll see.
Oh, but he's going to check Desert right, so this could just end up leading to to TR Bridge.
Yeah.
Which still isn't going to give him the Dark Mountain back, but might give him something interesting like Swamp or Thieves Town.
Could be.
Thieves Town would be excellent for him. And Swamp too, since he's now also picked up his hookshot.
Oh god, oof.
That's a rough location, though.
Another connector that I didn't think about that we haven't seen is Death Mountain Descent Cave, because it's in the dark.
Oh, that's right. But that... Well, it could be. It could be.
You're right, it could be.
But you can't logically get there from the other end. So.
No.
Just to see where Shareen is going next. Is he just gonna... He might just be going to Castle Tower. Is this a Castle Tower play?
Nope, this is...
No, Spiral Cave.
Spiral Cave. Shareen has activated his flute. But this will actually be really good for Skele. Big braining to not find Pod yet.
Oh, Shareen hadn't even checked that item yet, that's right. He found Spiral Cave from the other end before. That makes sense. This looks like a Pod play. Yeah. Straight Super Bunny. Skele meanwhile getting his bow. Still doesn't know where Pod is, but doesn't really have a whole lot left, I don't think. So he's bound to find it very soon, I imagine.
I think so.
It's a bit to go back through Super Bunny again, but you kind of have to, if not now, then very soon.
I think the only other entrance we have access to is Misery Mire, which I guess was Quake. I completely didn't pay attention to that, but we do have access to the Misery Mire entrance.
Skele is going to be taking this opportunity to clean up North Dark World, though, which he did not have the mirror for earlier. Let's see if Shareen decides to attempt Spike Cave without a glove. Okay.
Oh,
no!
no, don't do it, Shareen.
No, Shareen. Not 2 for 2. Oh, this feels so bad. He's not gonna die, at least. He's gonna have a blue potion. He's gonna be able to walk right back out.
Sad.
That is unfortunate, though, yep.
It's a way to waste your blue potion, unfortunately.
He's gonna get that magic back, though. It's not a big deal.
Yeah,
he's
but
saving probably a little bit for the dark rooms in Pod, but
it's not even saving the magic. It just, man, now I don't have a blue potion.
yeah, that's probably the biggest downside here. But this is a juicy Pod dip right now. I don't think there's any way we don't find the glove at this point, unless we find only the lamp, and then the glove is in the well. Yeah.
Oh, the well becomes a play too.
And this Pod is pretty aggressively in logic as well.
I was thinking the lamp because that gives us access to upsurge. That puts upsurge GT into logic.
That's also true.
Skele picking up their flute. Getting in a nice position that I can just quickly mirror and activate it.
Small key too. That's another thing Skele could do. Is I don't believe we've seen the front of Desert from Shareen yet. Despite he did pick up both Desert Big and Small, but I don't think he's taken an opportunity to head back there just yet. I'll find the Cane of Samaria in Pod. That's already off to a good start. But as far as like what we expect to find here, I don't even think that's it. If that makes any sense, right?
No, yeah, like that.
Because we don't have all these small keys for that, or where that was located. That's logically only behind one small key, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why do we have all these other ones?
The small key breakpoints in the seat are 1, 4, 6, basically. 1 gets you the front door, 4 gets you to the back, 6 gets you all the other dumb checks, which is actually a lot. It's actually impressive how many items are locked by all 6 pod keys in Pod.
Shareen getting the rare chance to kill Helmosaur first in the Crosskeys seat before doing the back. Gonna run out of arrows though.
Skele doing this drop down. Was there a small key here? No, it was Magic Bat.
Magic Bat, yeah. And he found powder.
First chest ice
palace. Oh, first chest ice palace, that's right. This could be interesting. Or not.
Nope.
Yeah, that's another thing to consider as well.
Held my breath for a second. Oh, Ice Palace. Oh, Ice Palace.
Yeah. We could go back there without a big key or a glove. Shareen does have the Cane of Samaria now. It's slightly more attractive. And he's got a flute to get back there pretty quickly. If he starts running low on options, it's honestly not that bad compared to some other stuff.
Yeah, I guess. But
especially having the one small key that you have. But yeah, pretty gross and not something you should be exactly eager to do.
Alright, hour 20, we're about to see our first boss kill.
Oh baby. What do you expect to see behind this pod big key wall kicks? Because we might be about to see it.
There's really not a whole lot. Like,
because this cannot be the lamp, and neither can pod big chest.
So I mean, I think it's just gonna be the glove. Either here
That's what I'm thinking too. That's
either
probably
here,
the
like Harmless Hellway, or
yeah. Big chest is another pretty interesting spot right now. Like, a lot has happened to put that big key to pod in Logic, and to put specifically the the locations that it locks also into Logic. What is Skele? Oh, yeah, yep, there it is. There's our glove.
Skele's digging for magic.
Oh yeah. That fortunate.
That glove, by the way, lamp locked.
Yep, and we still don't have that lamp. Could just be in the back of pod, but we don't know that yet.
Alright, I also saw a Crystal Thieves Town.
It's going to be pretty nice for both of our runners, since they both have all the keys already.
So
and we're actually looking potentially close to go mode now. We know we still need the Eastern Big Key, and we need to find a couple more entrances.
Knowing that's the case, they don't know it, but collectively our other two pendants are going to be Desert and Mire.
Mm-hmm. So we need just the Eastern Big Key and Swamp Palace entrance, I believe. Or also Thieves Town entrance.
Yep.
Which likely means that mitts are required at this point, unfortunately, but we're one step closer to that now. But yeah, definitely very close. One item and two entrances.
I don't think Skele ever found magic. I don't think we ever saw what was at the Mire entrance.
Which is unfortunate, considering that's one of the hot topics right now. Is where
Full pod bomb jump, hammer jump, whatever you feel like calling
it. Getting both of our boomerangs in pod.
Hell yeah.
And we're almost done here too, just one last thing. And then, what are our options? We've got a bunch of glove-locked entrances. Although not actually as many as it seems, just because we've been dumped out of a few. Nice tempered sword for Shareen, though.
We have 3 glove-locked entrances.
I know for a fact we got dumped out of the Dark Eye Shroud Cave area rock, and we got dumped out of the rock near Desert as well. So that, I believe, leaves us with Checkerboard Cave, Light World Ice Rock Cave?
Yep. Checkerboard Cave, Light World Ice Rock Cave, and then Dark and Light World, and then Bumper Cave Bottom, and Death Mountain entrance.
That sounds about right, yeah. Oh, and top of Dark Death Mountain.
Yep, 5.
So 5 total entrances.
More than we thought.
So we might not actually need the mitts, assuming Thieves Town and Swamp show up both between those 5 entrances. So we could potentially be only Eastern Palace Big Key for go mode, but a little unlikely, I want to say. Oh, another thing too. I've forgotten all about TR Bridge, but we have access to that as well, I believe, because I think we've narrowed it down to it has to be Left Turtle Rock that dumps you out there.
Left Turtle Rock or Death Mountain Descent.
Death Mountain Descent, that's right. There's our lamp. That makes sense. That was on Hookshot Cave, I want to say.
Yes.
Yeah, decent chance we also have access to Turtle Rock Bridge right now for an additional 3 entrances. So that's actually a pretty decent chance for Eastern Big Key for go mode currently.
Yeah.
Hunting down those entrances is definitely a priority right now, though. Because if you realize you're 1 item for go mode and you have 2 full clearable crystal dungeons left to find, then you just want to rush dungeon right away as much as you can.
I think Shareen, though, is going to take care of Turtle Rock right now.
Seems like it, yeah.
Quick and easy to get to.
And it's going to put him... Where was the front located? I seem to remember it being somewhere in Dark World, but...
It was just the just north of the house, just north of the village. So not far at all.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna put him in a nice spot to check the front of TR as well, afterwards. Which I think even if you find the Eastern Big Key here, might do it just in case you find the bits, and those are required. I think that might be smart.
And plus, this gets you the 2 entrances at Bumper Cave and Death Mountain entrance. So despite the overall slow dungeon clearing, like you mentioned, we're not all that far from potential.
Yeah, we're gonna make progress fast now that we've actually got a glove to work with. That makes ice really good. We're gonna finish up Turtle Rock here.
Crystal number 2. And I think that tells Shareen that...
That should give him full knowledge, yes.
Although on his personal track, he doesn't have Thieves' Town marked, but I know we saw it on his screen. Light the torch, make it nice and easy.
Having the Tempered Sword for this room over Shareen, who did Helma before going to the back. Gonna be a bit faster. No Eastern Big Key or mitts for Shareen, though.
There's a full clear of Turtle Rock.
So what are we gonna see here? Hopefully at least one of our dungeons. Oh, we got archery game. Not exactly what Shareen wanted to see this though. Skele getting his glove. Also gonna probably have a similar thing in mind to Shareen here. Still missing just the Eastern Big Key at this point.
So if we don't find either of our dungeons, where do we go?
I think, honestly, the play to make, if we don't find either one, is just to clear Aga Tower. Got 5 items waiting for us now, fully in logic, I believe.
Yep.
Since we've got our lamp.
Shareen gonna do Mire, Shareen's gonna do Mire, which is unfortunate because it's dependent. One of the things that we actually have access to that we haven't done because of the massive lack of glove is the back of escape.
That's true. That hasn't been touched yet.
That has not been touched at all.
This Mire could come up with something. Like, it's pretty unlikely and very unfortunate that he does not realize he has full dungeon knowledge right now. Or maybe he does. But this would be a strange play if he did, I think. Yeah, he's rushing straight to the boss without checking. Oh wait, no, did he have the big... I think he had the big key.
He had the big key. He had the big key.
Yeah, okay, never mind.
So yes, all that's left here is the boss.
So Skele... Where's Skele headed?
Good question. Sure. Down.
We're going to Ice Rod? Oh, it might be checking the potion shop item while he's checking the entrance over here. That's an idea. See, I don't think he made his way back here for that.
No,
this is smart.
Just mirror into Ice Palace.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Definitely the way to do it. Did Shareen already check that earlier? I can't even remember. I want to say he did, but maybe not.
If he did, I would have been nothing because I would have remembered. But I know he's definitely been in the potion shop. And that's something. Oh,
maybe forgetting that he popped out of here.
But you can mirror and check the Light World one, which we haven't seen yet.
And this might be actually 3 different things, because it could also be back at Desert.
Oh, we haven't seen back at Desert either.
It's going to be nothing, though. We are going to have Ice Palace here.
Nope,
or
just kidding.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Maybe not thinking about Ice Palace right now? Could be waiting for a big key, potentially. Nice Ether Medallion. Have we seen... Have either runners scouted Turtle Rock? Oh, no. Skele just realizing he didn't turn them up. I see. Okay.
Okay.
So he's leaving his portal there and coming back. Gotcha.
According to our trackers, Turtle Rock is Bombos.
Okay, so yeah, that Ether's not really going to do any favors for sure.
And just bombs from the mushroom. Okay. So
It's like Skele gearing up for his Ice Palace dip here.
Shareen heading to the Dark World as well. I'd make a joke about NAM, but I don't know if Skele is North America.
So if I had to guess, this is definitely Shareen not having checked the mushroom turn-in earlier. I believe he turned in the mushroom before. He just has not made his way back since.
Yes. And then he'll be able to just mirror and do Ice Palace just like Skele.
Yep. As far as who's ahead, yeah, basically very difficult to say. Shareen's up Turtle Rock, but behind a little bit of distance in Ice Palace here. He's also up a couple of glove checks over near Turtle Rock. So just in terms of that, it's pretty close. Because they both got some sort of advantage over the other right now.
I want to believe also that Spy Cave is our last item cave that we haven't seen.
We have seen. We've seen maybe a little bit too much of Spike
seen.
Cave, actually.
We've seen Spy Cave. We haven't seen the item.
Gotcha, gotcha. But yes, you're right. Shareen also forgetting that he got dumped out of here before. I believe both of them did they not?
Because I know Skele bomb jumped initially Spec Rock and then came back up, and Shareen, I want to say maybe was attempting to bomb jump and then didn't.
Nice Ice Palace, small key Ice Palace. We also found Gold Sword as well on our way down the right side. Dream Native Powder.
Classic.
Which Skele has already had for a little while, but didn't really net him any great advantage, yeah. Just a nice thing to have. And that's small key to Hyrule Castle. Putting, what was that, was there, yeah, the Skull Woods big key leading to the Swamp big key, so that's now in logic.
We'll unfortunately be isolating. Yeah, we don't have the big key.
Yeah.
So, started seeing that movement, I'm like...
Did we miss the big key in here somewhere? Like,
No, nope, just the. Also, shoutouts to pushing the block down and then using a Samario block on the Switch, anyways. Skele does not have enough magic, but I would assume has a potion of some sort.
He did buy a couple of blues before coming in here, yeah. So he's fine. And even though knows how to utilize the small little glitch where you can do some fire rod damage to Cold Stare Shell by timing a sword beam in between your fire rod shots.
Yep, you can get a good rhythm, and it's not that hard to do.
Could be handy if any situation happens where you are short on magic for Cold Stare and only have the fire rod to work with. I believe that also works with like the bow or maybe silvers to some extent, but I'm less familiar with that method.
Yeah, that one's probably much harder to pull off. Alright, where is Skele going?
This seems like Catfish.
Smart.
It is kind of isolated, and this is probably your best chance to pick it up again. Because that glove was pretty deep.
This one, we're just kind of waiting to see who finds a dungeon first.
Yeah. And given that we still have TR Bridge as well, it's possible that finding one means finding both.
Yep.
Assuming that mitts aren't required. So, the game could just come down to whoever goes over there first, if both dungeons are just right there and the Eastern Big Key somewhere inside. Which, with 18 items between both dungeons, certainly very possible. Skele actually going to give us, back of escape here.
Back of escape. Casual hour and 37-minute back of escape.
Having not found anything on Catfish value, what are we going to find here?
Mitts would be super good.
That would be rude.
It would be rude.
Meyer. Is that our first Meyer small key?
That is the first one I have marked.
Alright, slightly closer to that Desert Big Key being in Logic. Lovely. Oh, he's good. Yeah, I forgot he did not get Dark Cross earlier, so having that Hyrule Castle small key would be nice for him. Shareen actually going to pick up a bit of time right here, having already done it. And they'll both save and quit at roughly the same time here. It'll be really interesting to see what they each do next now, because aside from Shareen being up TR, it's pretty neck and neck at this point. But TR does not take long at all.
Alright, one to the mountain, one to the house. The mountain, of course, just so you can flute away.
Green headed to...
Shareen's heading to the mountain. No. I mean, you got the flute, this would be quicker. Oh, he's checking the connector.
He's checking Darken. Okay, this is good.
So
I believe we've seen the other end of this.
I don't think we have. We know there is a dark cave in Kakariko that might just be the front of
this. But...
yeah, it's either this or that.
Okay, that's that. So the only dark connector we're missing now is just the Old Man Cave.
Yep. Which means TR Lab has to spit us out at TR Bridge.
Skele, I think, tried to take Spiral Cave to the Mire area for Checkerboard, but got his connectors mixed up.
Yup.
And took Spiral instead of Hookshot, which was the actual important one. And it's a bit lengthy to get back there, too, considering... Well, actually no, because you do have the convenient bumper ledge connector, so it's not that bad. It actually routes pretty well if you're headed that direction, and you can pick up the Death Mountain Ascent Cave entrances in Light and Dark World as well. Oh, he's gonna make an Aga Tower play here.
Is he gonna climb? Like, is this gonna be a full Aga play?
I am inclined to believe it is. You've got both small keys, you know it's in Logic, it's gonna be 5 items. You're looking for at least the Eastern Big Key, if not also the mitts. I like this. I think this is a pretty solid play to make at this point in the game. I'd probably maybe do TR first just to be absolutely sure, and check the couple entrances you have there, but... Oh, nice! A big key!
Oh my god!
Oh, wow. Amazing.
It's very good with the select buffering. I will give him credit for that. So because Ice Palace is a crystal, you're going to find that big key first, correct?
Absolutely.
Get a buff.
We're not in a bad position to actually check Ether here. But I think it might combo a bit better with the Orphan DDM entrance. So he might be looking to do that to get his Ether Tablet check-in.
Good tree. Poke dash. Oh, get home. Alright, Aga 1.
But it is good to know that this is in logic, at the very least.
And gets crystal number 4, giving him a 2 crystal edge over Skele, which is going to slowly become a factor.
He is seemingly going to go ahead and just rush up here and check Ether Tablet real fast. Does he have any connectors he can follow us up with? Okay, well, I guess he probably plans to go east of the mountain and hop down for the Spiral Cave entrance.
Checking Spike Cave.
Probably also check Spike Cave, exactly, yeah. Our collective third dip, and possibly not our final one between these two runners. Just a map on Ether Tablet. Still could have something at Bomba's tablet, but I don't know how quickly you prioritize that if you're Shareen.
Probably not for a little while. Although
we could be wrong though. Oh, he does also actually no. He does also have GT over here, which we still have not checked the right hand side. That's another consideration.
But where are we going?
Well, Skele just finished up with or not Skull, with Aga Tower, so likely looking to be checking the well drop down. I'm not sure where he's headed here.
Yeah, it's like this is not.
Has he forgotten about the Bumper Ledge connector?
That would be very unfortunate.
That would be pretty rough, yeah, because this is just a minute down the drain for what should be a quick jaunt over to the Flute 4 spot, and then walk through a quick connector.
Still no glove, or still no miss. Still. Shareen, by the way, is actually going to get 2 entrances here. He's going to be able to check Mire and Checkerboard Cave.
That is the benefit of having magic, I suppose. Unfortunately for Skele, not having enough earlier and failing to dig any up. So this could be pretty big if this turns out to be either Thieves' Town or Swamp Palace. Even bigger if it has the Eastern Big Key inside. It's going to be problematic if Skele did just forget about that entrance, though, because that's how you're going to access Laser Bridge to go kill Trinex. You could go the long way, but
so you could
why
go
would you?
They've got the keys, yeah, and you obviously don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
We are not checking.
Okay. Did we get dumped out of Checkerboard Cave and I just didn't realize that?
Maybe, but I don't think so.
Shareen is looking at the Dark Death Mountain rock, though. And then could be jumping down to Spiral Cave entrance after that.
Yep. Alright, big moment here. 5 items.
Got 10 bombs. Mitts or Eastern Big Key would be pretty huge for Skele here. Otherwise, he's in rough shape, I want to say.
I agree.
Okay. Oh.
And?
Okay.
Oh my god.
So, Skele is in an incredible spot now. He is in go mode. Barring maybe Swamp or Thieves not being in Turtle Rock entrance.
I'd say yeah.
That's the only thing I think that would prevent him from just being able to clear the rest of the game at this point.
Yep. So that puts Shareen very much behind the 8 ball. Needs to make that Aga play as soon as possible.
Shareen does have both Aga Tower keys, I believe.
Yes.
He spent one earlier and still has one in his inventory, so he does have access to the well.
Did he open the Hookshot Cave entrance and we just missed it?
I think so.
Because it wasn't. It
I'm
would
pretty
have been a dungeon otherwise. Where's Shareen?
So this could be right side GT, looks like.
Yeah.
Into
And potentially a climb.
yeah.
Skele's still checking for things. I'm surprised they did Hera Basement.
Yeah, that's. Does he not realize the position he's in?
I feel like he would know. Looking at his personal tracker, he has all the pendants and crystals marked, so he knows item-wise he's fine. He just needs to find his dungeons.
Yeah. It's like still the only thing that could hold him back is Bombos, and maybe you're just checking a few extra things to make sure you're not missing it. But
I definitely wouldn't have done Hera Basement.
yeah, that's maybe going a bit far. Does he just not realize?
We'll see. It might be something to ask him
Yeah.
post-race interview. But Shareen going to give us right side GT. I wonder if he's going to climb after this. What entrances do we even have at this point? We have Hammer Pegs, Pyramid Ferry,
Still, yeah.
Ice Palace.
Turtle Rock entrance as well. And we still gotta find TR Bridge through TR left, presumably. I think it has to be TR left. But
Yeah, I think so. So that gives us 6 or 7 total entrances left in the game. That isn't GT, which we're not going to worry about.
so Skele is slowly creeping up on Shareen here, already having Aga Tower cleared, which is required, we know for a fact, because of that Eastern Big Key. And is probably actually ahead at this point, I'd say. Like, even if we're assuming that, for whatever reason, Skele doesn't believe he's in go mode, I still think he's got the advantage.
Yeah, because he's still clearing crystals, and Shareen is going to climb. That's rough. I think Shareen's best hope at this point is that he finds Bombos up here.
I agree. I think that's probably his only hope.
Mm-hmm. But even then, he won't know it's his only hope until he picks up those mitts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he doesn't know yet. Right now, he's just checking because he's run out of crystal dungeons, and I guess might not be too sure about where to look next for Swamp Thieves Town. But he is on thin ice right now. Although I'm still not entirely sure what the situation with Skele is, because he's full clearing. And, like, sure, you're missing Bombos, but... it is kind of strange.
Like, even if you have to find Bombos because you're missing one dungeon, you're going to find the other 2 dungeons, and
Or at least
just
the
as
other
likely.
one. Yeah, exactly. Because at
Oh,
most
yeah, the
only
other
one of them's going to be locked behind it.
That's right. That's right. We don't need we don't need to find back a desert. I keep forgetting that desert's dependent. Alright, so where is Skele's next play?
This looks like Turtle Rock. Yep, this is Turtle Rock. Which makes a lot of sense. But at the same time, still just kind of looks like he might not know he's in go mode. Minus maybe Bombos Medallion, of course.
Right.
But continue on and climb. Working to put that Desert Big Key in logic. The wrong big key.
That's
no.
That sucks. The moment of elation followed by.
That's such a nasty one-off location too.
Yeah. I don't think Shareen checks that anytime soon.
So are we gonna see Skele turn around and go back into TR now?
Maybe.
Given what he's been doing.
That is crystal number 5 for Skele.
Nope, okay, yeah.
Nope.
He realizes.
Okay.
So, yeah, he is in a position where he might only need Bombos. We've already seen a good number of the entrances. Basically, everything we haven't seen is Mitz locked, or... Okay, no, Hammer Pegs.
Yeah, Hammer Pegs. Alright, is this our first dungeon?
It's a decent chance, because if not this, we've got Pyramid Fairy. Actually, we don't have Pyramid Fairy until we find Swamp. This is not, though. Still got Ice Palace, TR entrance. And what else aside from that?
In terms of mitts, that's about it.
Smith Chain itself is a Mitz locked check, which might have Bombos, but that's the only relevance it might have.
Just a heart container on Lumberjack. Unfortunate for Shareen. Skele about to get a little bit bodied.
We've also already seen this entrance from Shareen, but Skele will also likely be checking the checkerboard, which I don't think Shareen remembered to check earlier when he was in the area. So that could also be one of our dungeons.
Shareen gonna do magic bats. In the area, maybe does Ago 1 here.
I think he does. Like, I think in this position you're either doing Ago 1 or you're doubling down really hard on GT and going back into Ice. There's Swamp Palace, which Shareen had access to and simply walked past earlier. Not that full clearing it would have done him any good.
No. Alright, this is an Ago 1 play.
Yeah.
Which we know is what he needs to do, but might, at this point, just be a little too late.
He's already lost a lot of time that Skele will not be in both Mire and climbing GT. Doing right side GT even, something that Skele has not done. Skele is just assuming go mode now. I think he probably just realized it sometime in between Hera and now. And just checking the few easy locations on the way for his Bombos Medallion, which makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Maybe
You do want to be kind of careful, but Not yeah, and also silvers are a thing.
Skele doing the Dabber down here with
Flipperless
makes it look easy.
method. There's
Oh
the
my
bombos, okay.
god.
Oh,
And
wow.
Oh my god.
Alright. That
Is
is
full go
basically
mode.
GG for Skele here.
Mm-hmm.
No reason to do anything else at this point.
So, barring something catastrophic, Skele will move to 1-0.
It's unfortunate for Shareen basically picking wrong between GT Climb and Castle Tower Climb, which is probably one of the worst things to be forced to choose from.
I mean, in his mind, it was, what, 5 items versus 5 items?
Yeah,
So
there's no real
literal
preference
50-50.
to afford either one.
I mean, you had all 4 GT bigs and the big key. Like, there was no good way to make that decision. Crystal 6 for Skele. Just needs to find Thieves Town at this point. I don't see it happening, but you know, maybe it is on TR Bridge, and
I think it's decently likely. There aren't a lot of MITS locations left, just Ice Palace and Turtle Rock entrance versus 3 well, I guess there's also 2 because one of those has to be the connector.
But like if it is there, you know, does Skele remember and think to themselves, okay, I have to do
exactly.
I have to go from TR right to TR left or whichever TR you feel like going through.
Even if you don't remember, oh, it's Desert Palace.
Nice back at Desert.
We know that will likely not be distracting Shareen, but won't be distracting Skele either.
Oh, we also have Pyramid Fairy now. Open
That's
close.
true, because we did find Swamp. Shareen now down an Eastern and a Swamp clear without really anything to call his own right now, not even Bombos Medallion. It's definitely gonna take a miracle for Shareen's chances at this point. Basically some sort of scenario where Skele does forget about the TR connector that he hasn't followed yet. But I imagine for him it's just a process of elimination now.
Going this way, I wonder if it would have been quicker just to have taken Super Bunny Cave.
I want to say it might have.
Skele,
like-
not having fun with these
Oh,
dead
man.
rocks. This is... Alright, Shareen's first check is Ice Palace. He will find the Vactor Desert. Not what he's looking for. I've never seen anyone hammer dash that peg.
Shareen
Shareen
just
doesn't
going
know
for
that
it.
Shareen doesn't recognize that Thieves Town. Like, yeah, his personal tracker still has question marks next to Thieves and Desert.
He actually just marked Desert as a crystal on his map.
That's unfortunate.
So I stand corrected as to what I said earlier. Shareen will in fact be wasting time with Desert Palace.
Turtle Rock, by the way.
No Thieves Town and Turtle Rock. And I think this is the first check we're getting of this. Maybe. I can't remember if Shareen checked this.
I have to imagine Shareen checked that.
But now we're just between Mimic Cave, one entrance on Turtle Rock Bridge, and Pyramid Ferry. And where is Skele gonna be headed? He's gonna do...
Pyramid Fairies first.
Okay. I am curious about his decision to do this first, because it's definitely considerably longer than simply following TR right to TR left.
Considering TR right is right here in Kakariko next to the bomb
Yeah.
shop.
He does have the portal, though. So there is that, at least. So it's not going to be as long as it otherwise could be.
Discard, though, give it
For Pombos. Or maybe not. What does he have left over here, though? Oh, Hammer Pegs.
Hammer Pegs, yeah.
Is this Thieves Town? This is Thieves Town.
There's
so
Thieves
that
Town.
is going to be GG's, pretty much its point.
As Len pointing out, good Thieves Town package on the pyramid. The small key, the big key on top of Howard House, and just the dungeon in the pyramid. So yeah, I think you hit it earlier. Just the big decision point was the GT climb versus Aga Tower, and I guess in Shareen's mind, it wasn't just the GT climb. It was
right. It was also
right side GT,
so
plus
really
the climbs.
10 items in all of that.
Yeah.
But the downside is, like, once you commit to right side, and when GT's in a rough spot like that, you kind of feel inclined. Just, I kind of have to climb, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of have to do that.
Yep.
While I'm here.
And yeah, Mitt's also turning into bait, but the Eastern Big Key being there made it all worthwhile. Are you listening to Skele's music, by the way?
I am not.
This Thieves Town music is a banger.
Man, you're right. Shareen's still looking for Bombos on his end. Doesn't have confirmation about Turtle Rock entrance, so good to be safe.
This will actually be very nice considering Ganon is just right here at the Uncle drop down.
Yep.
So this is
definitely a nice place for his 7th crystal.
Yep. Very quick end to this Crosskeys seed. That is crystal number 7. Normally we would play some sort of GT Big Key guessing game, but one, we already have the GT Big Key. 2, that's not required.
Crosskeys go modes are very, very short.
Yep.
And in between the 7th crystal and Ganon, there usually isn't really a lot going on. In this case, just a little bit of walking. Just to make sure we mirror in front of the Aga portal.
Meanwhile, Shareen look like they're Shareen headed.
Could it be... Has he checked TR Medallion? He may not have even checked it.
Oh, you're right. He doesn't have it marked on his tracker. Skele putting up a pretty nice 1-in-1 here.
Nice setup for the triple on phase 4, and that is going to do it. Oh, not quite. And there we go.
Now it'll do it.
I'll try to get both our runners in here for an interview as well.
take the DNF after seeing the dot done.
Which understandable when you're still missing a couple entrances that you need, even if you
Yup.
have every item you need.
So yeah, good start to the tournament for Skele.
Gonna be going up 1-0. Joining the rest of the 1-0s in week 2.
Green dropping
And-
to 0-1, but not out of it.
There's certainly a good number of runners that dropped into 0-1 who are also really good, so no shame in it.
Definitely.
But
And I
we
believe
are joined
our-
by Shareen and Skele, so GG's you guys. Very well played.
GG.
GG.
So that was a pretty interesting race overall. Some pretty divergent early game routing, which resulted in Skele getting his flippers and boots relatively early, whereas Shareen found his mirror a good bit earlier than Skele did. So you each had some different advantage going for you early on. And that kind of evened out towards the mid game when both of you picked up your glove off of Helmasaur and kind of diverged apart again until basically the deciding factor was Skele deciding to do Castle Tower a good bit earlier than Shareen decided to. And that was basically when things swung very firmly in Skele's favor.
Yeah, honestly, I was feeling like I was really behind, and that's why I went for Castle Tower early. It kind of felt like everything was going bad at the start of the seed for me. Just because I kept dying in a lot of stupid ways, and I felt like I kept making a lot of mistakes. So at some point, I was just like, okay, I know there's five checks behind Aga. Let's just hope that one of them is important, and then maybe I can get an edge out of that.
Definitely understandable. I am curious to ask you, though, about your sort of pseudo-go mode situation, where after finding Mitz and the Eastern Big Key, did you just not realize you were in go mode? Because you went to Hera shortly after that and full cleared the dungeon, including the basement.
Yep, I did not realize I was in go mode until I think during the fanfare after I killed Moldarm. So
Okay, that explains it.
yeah. But I was also a little bit nervous because I was running out of entrances. That one of them could be at the TR entrance, and I didn't have Bombos yet. So that's why I was still kind of opening stuff when I was doing like Swamp Palace. And I was also kind of looking for silvers, so I was really surprised when I found both of them right next to each other. That made me laugh.
Yeah. Those are two of the big things we were still talking about at that point was Bombos for the TR entrance, as that's the only thing you didn't have access to that Shareen might have been able to find in another location. That one of the locations he was checking that you hadn't. I believe he checked front of Desert Palace, he went right side and climbed GT. He also cleared Mire and back of Desert as well. I believe not having the full crystal knowledge at that point. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah.
Clearly not wrong.
It was an interesting race overall. A bit one-sided at the end due to just some unfortunate stacking of both the Mitz and the Eastern Big Key behind the one correct decision you had to make. So yeah, a bit of a nasty end game. Bombos was in Swamp Palace.
The flooded chest,
Swamp?
which Swamp was
Checkerboard
at
Cave.
Checkerboard, yep. So the Mitz ended up not being required at all, actually. It was just the Eastern Big Key behind, at the well that was the only requirement there.
So all you had to do was find Swamp Palace at Checkerboard Cave and clear that, and then take your big bomb over to Pyramid for Thieves' Town entry. But you still had the Eastern Big Key, which did make that Castle Tower clear required after all.
Yep.
So
A well-played race by both of you.
absolutely.
Thank
So
you.
both should be proud.
Glad I got to show off the forgetting you don't have a glove when you do Spike Cave tech in front of the whole internet. That was pretty fun.
Funny that you mentioned that. So between both runners, we got a total number of 3 Spike Cave dips.
Oh, dear.
1 gloveless from each of you.
Okay,
which
good.
is
I'm not the
pretty
only one then.
unfortunate. Shareen did go back for that during his hunt for the thieves and swamp entrances before doing his castle tower clear, but it was pretty funny the way it worked out.
I was getting a little nervous that either Thieves Town or Swamp was going to be at the back of Skullwoods, like the entrance you need the fire rod for, because I really screwed up early on with my magic management, and I never really had a good chance to do that. So I felt like I had no magic for like the entire run. So I knew I would get burned really bad if something important was actually there, and that ended up being the one place I did not check before I finally found Thieves Town.
So I'm actually curious then, did either of you find a connector to the Turtle Rock Bridge? Because that's actually one of the things we thought neither runner had found, and we're discussing that as one of the last possible locations for Thieves and Swamp, as we were getting close to finding those.
I did not, no. So
Yeah.
I think that would have to be either at GT or that Skullwoods entrance, I think.
We were thinking it was TR left.
Yeah, I
don't-
think
I don't
TR
think
left was
Oh,
the only
right,
remaining
okay.
connector,
Mhm.
and it had to be the one that led to TR Bridge, because there has to be a connector that leads there.
Yep.
So we were just waiting for one of you to eventually go and check that.
Yeah, now
I
that I
guess
think about
it
it, I
didn't
never found TR left or TR right, I think.
TR Right was in Kakariko, actually. So I imagine you found
what?
that. Yes.
I don't remember that. Must have tracked that wrong then.
Actually, Megawatt, did he not do that? Because that was the Snitch Lady right.
Oh, did I
don't
just
remember.
skip that?
And
Ooh.
we discussed it at the very beginning. We weren't sure we saw Skele see TR right at Snitch Lady.
I guess that's possible.
Well, that could have been bad. Yeah, I guess I just tracked it thinking I'd gone in there already. Oh well.
That's
Yeah,
still
either way. GG's to both runners. You guys put on an excellent race tonight. And thank you very much for allowing us this wonderful restream.
Yeah. Any last thoughts before we wrap up?
Not for me. It's a pretty fun seed, except for the gloves. That part
Gloves were
sucked.
gross. we were definitely wondering because of the GT keys early and leading to that pod big key behind all 4 GT keys. But yeah, thank you again for letting us restream. Megawatt, it was a lot of fun co-commentating with you. Be sure to
Absolutely.
give the runners a follow, as well as my co-commentator Megawatt.
And be sure to follow Wall Kicks as well. He was a pleasure himself to work with. And our trackers, Toffile and Jaxie as well. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap things up here. This is it for us tonight. Tomorrow we got a lot going on, starting with a couple Minish Cap Randomizer variety tournament matches, one at 10 a.m. Eastern, another at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. We have a Wind Waker Randomizer Season 4 tournament winners bracket semifinals match at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then we still got more, and then we got some more ALttPR tomorrow night. First, a Crosskeys match at 8:10 Eastern between Warpjig and Lin. And then a Challenge Cup semifinal match at 10 p.m. Eastern between Zero Rush and Fink. So we will catch you all later.